Question for you today. What's a home to you? We could say a home is a place of shelter. It's four walls and a roof. It keeps the rain and the sun out in the summer and the snow out in the winter. It's a place to eat during the day and sleep at night. But you know this, a home is so much more than that, isn't it? It's a place that provides a sense of security. If you're a mother, it's your nest. It's a place where memories are made and tears are shed. It's a safe place. Homes are more than walls and a roof to us, aren't they? Well, guess what? Home is such an important idea to Jesus that in the first chapter of the book of Mark, he establishes for himself a home. Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Mark chapter 1, verses 14 through 45. And as we talked about in session number 1, Jesus is off to the races. It's all action for Jesus. It's one thing after another. It's like a Mission Impossible or an Avengers movie. He's calling his disciples, teaching in the synagogue. He heals Simon's mother-in-law. He's traveling to neighboring towns to preach. He cleanses a leper, and he does this all on his second day on the job. Here's what else Jesus does. Jesus also, in these verses, establishes for himself a home in the town of Capernaum. Now, it doesn't exactly say explicitly in the book of Mark that he does this, but from here on out, Jesus will travel about, but he always returns home to Capernaum. He made a home for himself. Now, I want to wonder with you today, why? Well, why was it important for Jesus to have a home for himself? Certainly, everywhere he went, people would open their homes to him. He was Jesus, after all, if you think about it. Well, here's what we find out. Home was always important to Jesus. In fact, for Jesus, home was an image of what the kingdom of God was meant to be. In verse 15, Jesus marks the beginning of his ministry with these words. Listen, "The time has come," he said. "The kingdom of God has come near." He introduces us to this idea of the kingdom. Now, we might wonder, what's that all about? The kingdom for Jesus, it wasn't heaven or the life to come as many Christians think of it. For Jesus, the kingdom is something God sent Jesus here on earth to establish. The kingdom is a world in which we experience what he calls abundant life, the life that God ultimately wants for all of us. It's a life filled with peace and hope and joy and love. Our reading for today, it reminds us, though, that the kingdom Jesus came to establish, it wasn't void of hurt and pain and challenges. If you noticed in our reading, it's filled with all kinds of hurt and pain and challenges. Jesus' teachings, they're challenged. His friend's mother is sick. A sick man begs for healing. I mean, clearly, the kingdom Jesus came to establish, it wasn't going to be void of hurt, pain, or challenge. But here's the thing, if we follow Jesus around long enough, here's what we find out. In the kingdom, we never face hurt and pain alone. In the kingdom, we carry one another's burdens. In the kingdom, we aren't left to face challenges on our own. We love one another deeply, and we walk together in real community amid the unexpected that always seems to arise. And come to think of it, isn't that what we all want our homes to be like? Places where we face the hurt, the pains, and the challenges together. Home is then where we know peace, hope, joy, and love. Well, with all this in mind, here are a couple questions for you to consider. The first question goes like this. How would you define home? What is home to you? And secondly, if the kingdom of God that Jesus came to establish is like a home, what words would you use to describe that kingdom?